Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Okay, guys, I have a reading here. This is I don't really know what it is. It's like dragons or something on there. I don't know. It's the same type as the witches one, so there's that. And then I have my tantric twin up there, just a couple of them like mixed about. And then I have Doreen Virtue's past life oracle here. And I did, I wasn't really going to like dive too much into this. I just kind of got this, like, I was kind of playing around because I picked up my big one that I had and was going to start over fresh when I do a bigger one. But we had Father, Love Life, Leaving or Travel, Egypt, High Priestess, Atlantis, Baby, Trust and Faith, Transportation, Persecution and Inquisition, and Wars and Battles. So what I gather from this is you or whoever you're connected to may have some father healing issues that you need to deal with. Like when I was a kid, my dad left, but I was like 4 years old, and I remember specifically the day that he went because he was drinking and he was asking, who do you want to live with? And I was like, both of you, both of you, both of you. And he got mad that I wouldn't pick, so he like yelled at me, and I was like, Mom, because I was scared, and he left. So I thought he left because I chose my mom, and that set off a big thing for me in my life, like a dynamic of abandonment issues, or feeling like I'm gonna be abandoned, and because of those feelings oftentimes end up abandoned by people because I expect it, I think it, I feel it, I emanate it, I ripple it out, I freak the hell out about it, I can't help myself sometimes, I'm like, oh my god, but I know where it comes from. So if you had something similar or something traumatic with your dad, or there's just like, maybe there's animosity between you and your dad, you don't know why, it's just like, me and my dad don't get along, we just never seem to see eye to eye. It could be past life related, and if you don't resonate with this may be more so to do on the side of your counterparts side of things, like they may be somebody that has some dad issues, or if you're the feminine, you're asking about a masculine, they may be supposed to be the father of your child, or they could be the father of your child, and that could be the case for a past life as well. Like you could have had a child together, because you got the baby here, so I'm feeling like father baby, something to do with whoever's tuning into this reading. There's something to do with that dynamic of the dad and the baby, so they could have abandoned, or they may be needing to have a baby with you, or they may be needing to heal some sort of trauma that happened in another lifetime. You could have even been like father and daughter in another lifetime. Like that's also some stuff that can happen, is like you reincarnate, but you're no longer, family members, now you're lovers or whatever. It's weird. Soul stuff's weird. But I do feel like for the majority, it's probably going to be similar to like what I said, like, dad left when I was a baby, or, he was leaving and traveling a lot. Maybe who you're dealing with leaves and travels a lot, so they feel like they can't have a child because of that. Like, I wouldn't be able to be available to my child. I would be like abandoning my child. Or maybe when they were a child or a baby, their parent, their father, traveled all the time, was never home, was always off, running around doing their thing. Just lots of transportation. Now, we have love life here, though, so the love life I do feel like ties into all of this. Like, there's likely, again, some of you this is like the father of your child, or some of you this is supposed to be the father of your child. Maybe they have, ran away from that. Maybe they haven't shown up to be that person for you, or something happened another lifetime between all of you. That's why maybe you don't have a child in this lifetime, because of whatever happened the last time. Like me, I don't want kids. Like I always say, like, I don't want kids, I don't want kids, I don't want kids. And I've said that since I was like a kid. So I know that there's trauma there somewhere, but it's like I didn't like directly live it, but I definitely had like a aversion to childbearing at like the ripe old age of 8. I was like, oh, fuck that, I didn't have kids. But it was because I didn't want to mess anybody up. I'm like, I'm aware of what you've done to me already, I don't want to do that to anybody else. So there was that. Also the fact that this world is really messed up, and it's like they force you to do things in this world that are not good or healthy for your children. So it's like I feel like bringing a child into this world sometimes is like just like mean. I feel like it's a mean thing to do. Like, don't be mean to the baby, let the baby live somewhere free and good and nice, because here kind of sucky. but then there was times in my life that I did almost become a mom, and then I was like a stepmom. So, things change, stuff happens. Whatever we're supposed to do or meant to do, we do. So if you're meant to have a child, or you're meant to clear up something with a baby situation, or you feel some weird thing, maybe you have a spirit baby, that's basically when your baby's soul is in spirit still, and it's like waiting to incarnate. It may incarnate in this lifetime, it may incarnate in another lifetime, it may have already incarnated and left from other lives before, and is just hanging out above, watching everything and kind of helping you and guiding you while you do your stuff down here. So just have trust and faith, and know that like whatever's supposed to be will be. It's hard when I do a general reading to get like exact details, but take what makes sense to you, basically. I feel like this also is tied into this, is that whoever I'm tapped into, it seems like I'm tapped into somebody that has likely done the whole thing, that basically you were in Atlantis, you were the high priestess or the high priest, you probably were both, high priest and high priestess, divine counterparts at Atlantis, right? Well, the high priest and high priestesses knew what was going to happen. They knew that the Atlantis was going to fall. So they left, and they left a lot of people there to die, and they went to different places across the world, and some of them did go to Egypt. They left and they traveled to Egypt to bring the mystery teachings to the mystery schools that we hear about in Egypt. So you may have been somebody like that. You may have been in Atlantis as a high priest or high priestess. Then you brought the mystery teachings to the mystery schools in Egypt, and left and traveled from the fall of Atlantis, or pre the fall of Atlantis, so that you didn't get mixed up in all of the crap that was going down at that time. And I feel like you may have a hard time with faith and trust in this lifetime, or you may not believe in certain things, or you may get really like this could even be like God stuff, oh Father, thou in heaven be thy name, like whatever it is. I don't know, because I never went to church. I don't know all of the prayers. I don't know all that stuff, but you may have like me, like you may just not know because you've never been, but you may have been somebody that was like, connected to that in another lifetime. You could have been here through the persecution and Inquisition, so that may be why in this lifetime you just have no clue about religion on that level. You're like, I have no idea, he ain't my father, like, I don't want that father gets me in trouble, last time I got hung, or I was burnt, or I was, killed and murdered because of it. So you may, again, be somebody that has been on a spiritual path your whole, incarnation cycle. And I feel like you may have had to leave and travel a lot because of it too. It's like, oh, you got this fucking responsibility. You get all this wisdom and all this stuff to teach people. Here, take it to this big, huge monster place and go create a bunch of pyramids and like precisely done things, and teach everybody the secrets. It's like, oh, sure, no problem. Here I go. So I feel like that may be something too, is like you may feel like almost burdened by the spiritual wisdom, or the knowledge, or the trust and the faith that you have to do your work, especially if you've been, through this in the past, because a lot of people have been through this, and it sucks to be burnt, it sucks to be killed, just because of who you are. And then with the wars and battles, I feel like this may even go further back, because now, a lot of the people that were in Atlantis is like a repeat of what already happened in history. A lot of people don't know about that history because we don't have history books talking about it. We don't have Plato writing his little scriptures about it. We don't have any, written documents. But if you look at Egypt itself, you look at the Sphinx, you look at these half feline, half, humanoid statues walking around out there, you see that there's like this, there's definitely something going on with the animals and the people being mixed together, and they were huge monsters, giants, like 16 feet tall, are the Lyrans, okay? The Lyrans are the ones who seeded here. They're the ones who manipulated the DNA, well, the Anunnaki are the ones who manipulated the DNA of the apes and the monkeys and all that, and like made a slave race. But then they fell in love with the daughters of the children of men, right? And some of them came into them, so some of them had sex with the daughters of the men, and then made another version of humans. So we have like the Rh positive and the Rh negative. So then you have like that weird shit happening because they decided to breed with the things that they made. That's why we had Cro-Magnon and what's his name, Neanderthal. The Cro-Magnon was like doing fucking beautiful rock wall paintings and all these like advanced stuff for where they were and the like evolution of stuff. And the other dudes were kind of just like, yeah, I got the rock. Like they weren't really doing much. So there's the advanced and then there's the non-advanced, and there's like this blood thing that people have but nobody ever talks about. Like, why do I need to have a shot so that my body doesn't kill a fetus? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of weird, because if I have a positive and a negative mixing together, they don't want to mix together. That only happens in cross species things like, you know, mules and donkeys. That's not like a normal everyday occurrence that your body's like, let me kill the baby. So again, that may be something that ties into all of this. Okay, now the wars and battles goes back to the Orion Wars, where Lyra and Orion were at war, and Orion went and destroyed Lyra. So those from Lyra feel like they have no home. So they would be a leaving and traveling type of person, because they feel like they have no home. They have nowhere to go. They're never going to feel settled because home was destroyed long, long ago. So they may, you know, choose a job, or they may choose lifestyle of, let me pick up and travel around a lot, and let me do this, let me get over here, transportation, you know. I feel like this war and battle, you know, repeated in Atlantis, and it was more so about greed. It's more so about what's happening now on the planet too, where it's like everybody gets all greedy, everybody gets all like, I need to have the oil for me, I need to have this for me, no, I have this, and money, and in money is just a made up bullshit thing. But you know, they did it back in Atlantis with like the power of the crystals and the power of, you know, just the power of power. And that's what led to the downfall of Atlantis. But the power of power was what led to the wars and battles in Orion and in Lyra that destroyed Lyra. So a lot of the Lyrans decided to, you know, have to go places. A lot of them ended up in Sirius. So you have the half feline, half humanoid Syrian beings. Some of them went to the Pleiades. Some of them went to other places. You know, some of them came down here. They've been all over the places. The souls have incarnated here. There's a lot of Lyran souls on the planet at this time. But if you look at Egypt, Egypt is like a big old shrine to Lyra. And it's because Lyra is the ancient peeps. They are the ones that brought the wisdom to Atlantis. They're the ones that brought the, you know, wisdom to the mystery schools. They're the ones that it goes all the way back to. If we tie it back to them far enough, it will go there. Anunnaki only come around every 250,000 years because they're on an elliptical pattern or elliptical orbit that's different from the majority of the planets on our solar system. So our solar system's doing this, they're doing this. And they go way out and they come back around, and they go way out and they come back around. And they used Mars for a while, and that's why Mars looks like the way it does, because Mars was also, you know, taken down in a battle. So, that may be some stuff that you needed to know about your history or about your past lives, or that may be something that kind of plays out in this lifetime for you. There may always be this sense of like, I don't have a home, I'm just going to keep like roaming around. Or there could be a sense of like, I feel like maybe like I want a baby, but I don't know if I want a baby, or like I feel like I have a baby. Like for me, I have, you know, siblings and a niece and like my parents, everybody that's ever come near me. I've always had this like, almost like a mothering thing to them. Like I just take care of them. I just like do what you're supposed to do. But you may have that too. You just like a natural parent to people, or you may be a natural father to people, or you may have that instinct inside of you to be like that caring, nurturing person for others. And that's not a bad thing. It's just it may be tied into a past life thing that you have that may need to heal, so that you can release yourself from that thing happening. And also this, so you don't have to feel like you need to run away. Like you can make home is where you make it, you know. You don't have to have some destination. And also people say it's destroyed, but it still exists, because everything still exists in this now moment. If you go far enough back, you're going to find that it was there. It was still there. So you can go back to it in its heyday. You can go there right now and see like the destroyed part. But if you tap into the like infinite consciousness, or to the infinite parallel realities, you're going to find a reality where it does exist. So you can get in there. You can go back to it. You don't have to feel like home doesn't exist. Home is where you decide it is. And home is what you create as a creator of your reality, especially when you leave the limitations of this 3D version of existence that we have here. So if you feel that way, like I'm not at home, I'm never at home, I'm never going to find my home, try to just start making home wherever it is. Like, what does home look like to you? What does it smell like to you? What does it taste like to you? What do you want it to be? And then create it. And if your love life is being impacted by this, like obviously traveling and leaving and doing all of that is not going to be conducive to love. You know, like, I'm just going to be in the train for fucking 6 weeks. Bye. Like that's, you know, people can do it. People probably would do it. But it's not like the choice that people want. Like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, he just travels all the time. It's great. You know, it's all I just hear about the beep beep on the train all the time. It's great. Yeah, that's it. So don't run from stuff. Don't feel like you gotta pick up and take off from things. Make your home where you need to make it. And then high priest or high priestess, again, I feel like you just have these wisdom teachings inside of you. So if you can settle down somewhere and sit down and go within, you'll probably be able to remember Atlantis and probably be able to remember the times in Lyra. You may even have recalls of the wars, you know, some stuff that you may have like in dream time or astral travel. I feel like some people who were there, don't remember their dreams because they're like almost like flashbacks. So it's like they're protecting themselves from seeing stuff, but they see it when they're asleep and dreaming, because we dream no matter what. It's just a matter of remembering the dream. A lot of people, you know, some people remember it, some people don't. Sometimes you remember it, sometimes you don't. I don't usually remember it. The only thing I'll remember is if, like, when I'm waking up in between consciousness, sometimes I'll have something weird happen then, or if the counterpart is in the dream, I'll have like a remembering dream of that. But very, very rarely does that happen. Very, very rarely does anything happen. And I know that there's stuff that I suppress because I have entire, like, you know, years from this life that I'm living right now, they're blacked out, that I have no idea what the hell happened. So that could be tied into stuff for some of you too. Like if you don't remember your dreams, or if your dreams are really like weird, or you having some crazy stuff, like flashbacks of being persecuted, you know, being like burned at the stake because of your belief system. That's not the best thing for your you know, confidence and all of that. But just, again, you may have a pull to Egypt as well. But try to have trust and faith and know that, like, the more trust and faith that you have in yourself, the more that you have in your ability to tap into that wisdom, the more that you believe in the fact that this is possible, that you have had this experience, the easier it's going to be for you to heal from it, okay? And if you have the daddy issues, you know, try to work on those, try to heal those, so that you can have a healthy love life, because sometimes that's going to translate into your love life and keep that from manifesting in a healthy way. So then we have, I want to love you in a way that you never want to leave. I want forever with you, and in me you believe. So again, you may have somebody, for some of you, like the both of you could have issues that tie from a mixture of this. Like one of you may have been one person, one of you may have been the other one that dealt with half of this shit, and the other one may have dealt with half of this shit, right? So I feel like you may have abandonment issues, or they may have abandonment issues, and it's like, I want to love you in a way that you never want to leave. You know, like, please don't leave. Oh my God, if you leave, it's going to be bad. Don't abandon me. No, please. And the other one may be the traveler that's like, I got to travel. Bye. And so that would be the biggest karmic lesson, you know, like battle. It would be very difficult, very harmful to you to have to go through that, you know, like continuously dealing with that trigger of, I'm traveling again, I'm leaving again, I'm going off again. And, oh yeah, I know you were abandoned as a kid, but bye. You know, that may be something that is a lesson that you need to learn, because then we have, I remember every inch of you from the inside out. I know we share a history I need to know about. So there is something that you share with somebody that you need to know about, because it probably is messing with your connection on some level. You may be madly in love with each other, or you may want to be with each other. You may have this very long, you know, enduring connection that's like, it's very peaceful, very long. But there's something there that like gets messed up, or something that's been blocking it for too long. Says your eyes tell a story, one that's full of pain, one I want to dive into and dry up all the rain. So you may know that this person has pain. They may know that you have pain, but maybe neither of you have really opened up and expressed the extent of your pain. Maybe you don't even remember your pain because it comes from these other places, or they come from these other lifetimes or these other experiences that you're not even like able to put your finger on it, but you just know that you're in pain. If that's the case, you know, try to do some meditation to go back and figure out what the hell is it that we did, or where were we that we need to heal from, so that we can dry up all that crap. And then feed me with your love, let me taste your soul, looking down from above, give to me it all, which is interesting because she's kind of doing that there. So maybe this person feels like like you're sent from above, or that you are the one that's coming from, like from the divine. This is like my divine connection. This is the one that I'm supposed to receive it from. Like, give me from your soul. I need to taste your soul. I need to let me love you in the way that's going to be good for you. And then I need you by my side until the end of time. So again, I'm getting a little sense of that, like that feeling of like, please don't abandon me. I need you by me. And you may actually feel that way, but you try not to need anybody. It's great to love them and want them, but needing people can often be detrimental to your own growth. So try not to need anybody if you're in that energy. And then we have a love the strong can't be wrong. So again, I feel like this is a very long, strong, connection that is not going to just be like, oh, it's over and done, bye, never thinking of you again. But you may have some issues, like you may upset them, they may upset you, may trigger each other. And I feel like if you do, it's because of whatever's happened, okay? Whatever's happened in other lives, you probably trigger the shit out of each other, and you don't even know why, or why you feel triggered, or why you feel scared, or why they bring up that big thing in you, Other people may not make you feel like, don't abandon me, but as soon as you see this person, you're like, they're gonna leave, they're gonna run. Maybe they did it in another life, which makes you feel like they're going to do it again in this life. And so if you're in that thing, that feeling, that energy, that thought pattern, you're going to ripple out that frequency and vibration that starts to create that reality to happen. So you're going to start to discontent, and eventually they're going to want to get away from you because you're in the vibration that makes them feel like there's an issue, and then like they may do it to you. So it's like, you got to let that down and catch yourself in the moment of you doing it, so that you don't boom, hit them with a wall of anger, or a wall of sad, or a wall of fear, or a wall of doubt, because it's going to translate to them as like, something's up, maybe they're keeping something from me, or they, whatever their trigger is, because they could be triggered and thinking that like, I have no trust and faith, right? I can't trust you. I have no faith in you because everybody I've ever talked to has always done something to hurt me, or betray me, or be bad to me. But, you want me to trust you and have faith in you, but then all of a sudden you do this weird thing where you just shut down, or you're giving me these vibes that I don't understand, and it could be because you're afraid they're going to abandon you. So that fear of abandonment, instead of helping to protect you from that happening, it's actually forcing it to happen, because it's pushing them away from you, because they don't think that they can trust or have faith in you while you're doing that. So you're creating that war and that battle between the two of you. You're persecuting yourself. So you gotta let that down. Try to be calm, cool, collected, and not freak the fuck out about whatever's going on. And then there's a mystery in your eyes filled with fire, secret lies. So somebody could feel like the other person has a secret. Again, she's like, your eyes tell a story, one that's full of pain, one I want to dive into. So this person knows that he's got some stuff to tell. Like there's something in there that you haven't told me, I don't want to know it. And then, he could feel that way about her. Like you could both have a lot of shit that's just been like unsaid. So if there's a lot that's been unsaid, there could be a secret in there that could be, again, causing problems with trust and faith. You may both have issues trusting people or having faith in people because people, suck. People burn you. People hurt you. If you've dealt with a lot of karmic assholes, you may be like, 1 foot out the door all the time because you're afraid that somebody else is going to do it to you before you get to do it to them. That's what a lot of people do. I found in these connections is like the masculines who run, it's usually they're running because they don't want you to run from them first. So like, I'm going to hurt you before you can hurt me. Bye. And then I never knew the words twin flame would bring such pleasure and such pain. So this is most likely your twin flame for a lot of you. And again, that's not always the easiest path to be on, because it's one of, it's a spiritual path. It's a high priest to high priestess. You have to grow, you have to ascend, you have to learn, you have to awaken, you have to do all this shit to get out of this shit, to get to the better days ahead. And it's a commitment that you took before you even came here. So just know that it can be beautiful, and it can be scary, and it can be overwhelming, and it can be up and down and back and forth and all the things in between. But if you just keep doing the work and keep healing the stuff that you got inside of you, you will probably excel and get forward on your path. So for the thinking up here, we had the Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups. So I feel like somebody may be thinking about communicating with you, or they may be having new thoughts in regards to the connection with you. And with the Two of Cups, you see here, they're like this couple here. This Two of Cups is like, this is my perfect person. This is my perfect soulmate. But look at their face. They're both like, oh my God, what the hell? Like you guys could be a little bit like shocked at the connection that you share with each other. Like this is intense. Like I didn't even realize that this was the thing about us, or that you had that thing, or like you could be getting to know more, understanding, because the Ace of Swords is like like I'm new communication, is figuring things out. So you guys could be speaking about things or telling them stuff, or they could be hearing about you, finding things out that is making them shocked, or making them feel like this, like, oh my god, or you could be feeling that way about them, like, oh my god. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad or a good thing. I think it's just that there's like a shockness here. So it could be like, like when they figure out, oh my god, we really are twin flames, or oh my god, we really have like all this stuff happening, or the synchronicity, or the confirmations, or the craziness from the freaking spirit that comes in. So it could be kind of like causing you both to be like in a little bit of a state of shock. So try to keep your positive mindset if you've been having stuff happen, especially with that, a love this strong can't be wrong. It tells me that like there's a very strong love here, and there's that discontent here. So it's like it's part 50-50. It's like half of you guys may be like all like, this is definitely my Two of Cups, but then the other half may be like, oh, but I don't know, is it really, is it true, could it possibly be, how could I be worthy of that, I don't deserve that. So Two of Wands is like, being at that place where it's like the ball's in your court and you get to decide where you're going to go. Are you going to take a right, or are you going to take a left? You can't stand there forever. You have to decide which way you're going. And people sometimes will stay there too long and not make a decision. So I feel like that may be something that either you or them has to decide. Could be you, could be them, could be both of you. But I feel like they're thinking about what's going to make them happy. Like, I want to do the thing that's going to make me happy. I want to make the decision that's going to bring me towards this. I don't want to be discontented. I don't want to be upset. And I feel like they feel guarded and blocked off because of this energy that I was talking about already. You can't be emanating out fears, doubts, insecurities, and not telling them that, because if you're emanating out all that fear and that doubt and that insecurity and that like, they're going to feel it. It's going to translate as they're keeping something from me, and that's not going to be good, because if this person doesn't have trust and faith, that it's going to be really hard for them to have trust and faith in you or open up to you. So you might have to open up and tell them, like, I'm afraid that you're going to do XYZ. I'm afraid that you're going to abandon me. I'm afraid that you're going to take off and leave. I'm afraid that you're going to do this. I'm afraid that you're going to do that. Whatever it is, you might need to tell them so that they can tell you what they need to tell you about in regards to that, if like what they plan to do or what they don't plan to do. And they won't feel like this like big weird thing there anymore, because you'll be speaking your truth. You have to be authentic and communicate, express the truth, take the action, cross the distance, whether it's physical, emotional distance, to do what you need to do, to say what you need to say, to let down the guard and to break down the walls, and to have, the manifestation of your destiny. Okay, so this is like the Wheel of Fortune. This is also, I've been having a lot of crazy like windfall stuff. Abundance is coming. This is the most amazing like opportunity of your life. The best thing you've ever wanted is coming. It's coming. All these messages, all this craziness. Something big is definitely coming. I don't know how big it is, for how many people, or how many across the globe it's gonna hit, but there's definitely something big like in the works. And with the Wheel of Fortune, that's like kind of what that is as well. This is like, when you get this card, this is your fortune changing. So if you've been having that discontent, you've been having that up and down, you've been having some shitty days, or they've been having some shitty days, or they've been having some shitty stuff go down, like things just kind of like, man, it sucks, it's not making me feel good, and if I don't feel good, then I'm gonna feel like this way, right? So if I'm feeling that way, you're probably gonna feel that way, because it's not really fun to be around somebody that's in that energy. So this could be like the turning of events. This could be like, oh my god, well, yeah, that shitty thing happened, but now you're happy because this amazing fucking thing just happened that just like turned your whole life around, and now you can be good and happy and tra-la-la, and you don't have to worry about that. So this guardedness, this like, big pent thing that's closed off, that can open up and that can come out. And down here, they may be feeling like there are competition, or you may be feeling like there's competition, or maybe there is competition, okay? There could be a third party. There could be somebody in there somewhere on their side or your side that is, causing some conflict, chaos, competition. This is not good energy. This is like, hey, I want to talk to you and talk to them. Or, hey, I'm married, but I'm also talking to you. If that's the case, you don't have to close off and be a cold-hearted bitch, but you don't want to be entertaining somebody that's entertaining other people to that level. Like if somebody, and especially if they're lying to you. If somebody's lying to you, or if somebody is like lying to other people about you or about whatever, or they don't seem like they want to like they want to hide it or whatever, you want to figure that out, because that's also going to trigger the shit out of you if you're afraid of abandonment, if you're afraid of people taking off and leaving, if they're hiding you, if they're doing like weird shit to you, or they're acting a certain way. It's going to cause a lot of chaos. So then they could be doing something to you that makes you that way, and then they don't understand why you're that way, so they get that way. But it's their fucking fault for doing this to you that would cause it to begin with. So again, it all comes down to fucking communicating. You have to speak what needs to be said if you're not happy with the situation. Just express or ask questions if you don't know what the circumstances are. And I feel like they don't want to give up on this connection, but there is something here that's like secret. There's something here that's hidden. So again, they may be hiding something from you. They may be hiding their truth from you. They may be hiding their karmic partners from you. They may be hiding their feelings from you. They may be hiding something, or they may feel that you're hiding something from them. And you may be hiding your truth from them because maybe you don't want to rock the boat, or maybe you don't want to say something, and God forbid they abandon you because you said something that was like, hey, I don't like when you do this. Most humans aren't going to just abandon you just because you don't like one thing. If you can have an opinion, you can have like a, hey, I don't really like it when you fucking hide me, or you like pretend like I don't exist, or you treat me weird, or whatever it is, say it. And if they abandon you, then good, because you probably were going to end up abandoned anyways, but it was going to probably be hurting you 10 times worse later down the road, when you were even more connected to them, or even more into it with them on that level. But with the Ten of Wands, whatever burdens there are, whatever conflict, chaos, competition, if it's a karmic partner, if it's somebody that they're like chained to or married to, something that they've had a hard time, breaking free of, maybe it's an addiction, maybe it's like some sort of secret that they don't tell anybody about, for whatever it is, they could be at the place where they're ready to drop that. They're not going to carry that burden with them anymore because they've been seeing from a new perspective. So they could be going through a spiritual awakening, and figuring out like, I can't do this, I can't do that. If I want to be this way, or if I want to be that way, I'm going to have a valuable new start in my life. Like it's time for me to start over completely. It's time for my Ace of Pentacles. This is the first step on the way to my Ten of Pentacles, my ultimate fulfillment. And I need to get creative in how I'm going to go about this, and how I'm going to have an equal give and take with my partnerships and with my people in my life, and where I'm giving and what I'm receiving, and all of those things. So like if there is a karmic person, they probably would be like, I need to get rid of this karmic person because I can't give equally to them and to you, and I can't give and receive from somebody that I don't want to give to, or it's not fair to keep doing this to you, or it's not fair to keep doing this to them, or it's not fair, whatever it is, okay? Especially if this person has connected with you while they were with somebody, or if you, if they're married and they keep connecting with you, I feel like that's something that they might want to get rid of, because that's not value. That's not placing value on you. That's going to definitely cause your abandonment issues to have some more issues on top of it. It's going to cause you to feel discontent every time they go home from leaving you to be with their person that they live with, even if they don't be intimate with that person. It's like, you don't know that because they're behind closed doors. So they may be getting creative in how they're going to balance things out or start over fresh with you. And they may see you as the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands is very sexy, charismatic. She's usually the one that's like getting a lot of shit done. She's like, she can be a little like chaotic, but she knows where everything is. She knows what to do. She knows like how to help everybody. She's got the answer to all the questions. She's like, yeah, right there, blah, 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 blah. Gets it all done. And she's also the sexy magnetic one that's very seductive, and she's like passionate. She's ready to just like pounce and, rip off your clothes and have you on the desk and do whatever. So, they could see you in that energy, they could want you in that energy, or they may be feeling that type of energy towards you, like they desire you in that way. But I also feel like some of you may be getting an apology, or maybe just be getting a vulnerable, authentic, like, hey, guess what, I do care, or hey, guess what, like, I'm going to change this problem that we have, or hey, I'm getting rid of this thing that I've been keeping from you, or hey, I'm going to tell you about this thing I've been keeping from you, or hey, I'm going to, do whatever to put an end to the chapter that we've been in that's been keeping me from moving forward, because I want to have temperance. So temperance is my yes past union energy, and then the Four of Wands is my union. So they definitely want to have union, okay? They want union with their mirror. They want to have a temperance here, which is a balance of the passion and emotion. So they want that fiery queen, but they also want the love. They want like the unconditional love. They want to have that new beginning with their cup overflowing, you know, whether that requires them apologizing to you or whether that requires them just being vulnerable to you. You know, that's up to you guys to decide whatever happened between you all. But they're ready to take this leap of faith and to do the work that's required to, you know, take that next level commitment to themselves and to rise up and to make wishes come true. They could have you on a pedestal at this point, or they could see you as a star. They could see you as like rising up in the light, or they could see you as somebody that has a lot of attention, or a lot of suitors, or a lot of people that would like to get your attention. But either way, I feel like you are like a wish come true to them, or this is a wish come true to them. For them to be like more spiritually inclined, to know, you know, to be that high priest to the high priestess, to have that trust and that faith, to do the work and to know the answers, and to be mirror to their mirror. So they could be like, I need to rise up to mirror my person there. So I need to balance these things out. I need to get creative in how I'm going to do that. I need to get rid of this karmic crap. I need to do what I need to do to heal and to grow and to ascend. And it's going to be some work, but I'm willing to do the work because I want my empress. You know, I want to have my end game with the person that I'm supposed to be with, which is the divine feminine, and have that new start and take that leap of faith into something beautiful. So hopefully that made sense for somebody. But yeah, that's my little version of the past life energy check-in for right now. I'm going to do a bigger one soon, but I just wanted to, you know, check in with you guys and see what came through. So in Munay, namaste.